This episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast is brought to you by Lead Rose Global Institute, powered by L'Oreal, USA Professional Products Division. Listen, a license gets you behind the chair, a degree lets you lead. Introducing a global industry transformation, the first ever higher education degree pathway designed for the beauty professional. The $500 billion beauty industry is reinventing itself, and it demands more leaders with entrepreneurial spirit and experience than ever before. Lead Rose Global Institute is a game-changing pathway to higher education for the life you deserve. Lead's flexible accelerated degree pathway enables every beauty professional to obtain a college degree and university degree, even with a full-time job and life schedule. Earn your associate's degree in just 2 semesters and your bachelor's degree in 4 from the comfort of your home in record time. You'll learn the business of beauty and acquire invaluable knowledge, enabling you to become a beauty professional of the future, capable of creating financial prosperity, success, and happiness. Transformational leadership development, innovation, the science of inner management, these are just a peek into the state-of-the-art education you will receive that takes you into the future of beauty. Visit leadinstitute.degree for more information. That is leadinstitute.degree, because lead is the future of beauty and the future starts today. Let's go ahead and jump into the episode.
Oh, there have been a lot of changes. For one, the customer is very conscious. Like they are on it. So they know their ingredients. They know what they want. They know what they don't want. So don't try and get around it. Don't try and fluff, like do too much fluff where people can see through that. So just be honest, transparent with what you're offering. What else has changed? So people want simplicity. They don't want to have routines that take all day. Everyone's busy. Life is lifing. So everyone has a lot that's going on. So just trying to keep it as simple as possible has changed from the days of, I have to pre-poo, I have to shampoo, then I have to condition, then I have to deep condition overnight, then I have to do a million steps. It's like, keep it simple, but I still want to get great results.
Welcome to the Friends in Beauty podcast, a safe space for ambitious beauty industry creatives to have real talk, get real answers, and practical tools to grow their businesses. My name is Aquia Robinson, and I'm a makeup artist, beauty educator, and the creator of Friends in Beauty. I created Friends in Beauty to support like-minded creatives just like you on their quest to connect, network, and build genuine relationships within the beauty community. Join me every week as me and my special guests reveal the keys to success and longevity in the beauty industry, and most importantly, have fun while doing it. You ready? Hey, what's up? It's your best friend in beauty, Aquia Robinson. Welcome back to another episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast. I am so happy to have you here, and I hope you're listening to this episode in high spirits and in good health. Now, on this episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast, I welcome Michelle Ballard to the Friends in Beauty guest chair. Michelle is the CEO and co-founder of Miche Beauty, a premium handmade hair care brand that makes clean, simple, and effective products for all textured hair types. What started as an exploration of her own natural hair journey on YouTube in 2012 unearthed this Maryland native's passion for educating other women on how to style and maintain their curls confidently. This passion quickly evolved into a personal mission to transform the beauty industry by redefining the complexities of hair care with simple solutions. After noticing a need for hair products that cater to all naturally curly textures, Michelle united her solution-driven spirit with her chemistry studies and alongside her husband, Jonathan Ballard, launched and self-funded Miche Beauty in 2016. With Michelle at the helm of its vision and product development, Miche Beauty is ushering in a renaissance to the modern natural hair movement with its triple threat approach, championing the universal practice of simple, handcrafted beauty. I had such a great time chatting with Michelle. This is a little peek into what can happen if you just start. Just start, y'all. Just start. Just get started. In this interview, Michelle shares a glimpse into her natural hair journey, How sharing natural hair tips on YouTube ultimately led to the birth of Miche Beauty. How product production has expanded since 2016 with the growth of the brand. One of the best testimonials she has ever received that blew her away. Changes to the natural hair community over the years. Pros and cons of selling products on Amazon. What it's like working with her husband. What's next for Miche Beauty, and so much more. Let's go ahead and jump into this conversation with Michelle. And if you prefer to watch our beautiful faces, then tune in on YouTube. Enjoy. Welcome to the Friends in Beauty podcast, Michelle.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you because you're local to the DMV area. So I love talking to my people, and your brand just looks so amazing. I saw so many of my friends in beauty that follow you already. So I know that this interview is going to be a treat for them.
Yes, I love it.
Yes. Yay. So before we get started, we're going to start off with some icebreakers just to get us warmed up, and so the Friends in Beauty audience can get to know you outside of what you do for Miche Beauty. So the first one, just give us 3 random facts about you.
All right, so 3 random facts. I can play the violin. I am really scared of the dark. And I like to say for my third one, I'm also a recovering introvert. When I was younger, I was terrified to talk to people. But I knew I had to face my fears in order to be successful. So over the years now, people can't even tell sometimes that I am still introverted, but it's been a lifelong journey. So I'm a recovering introvert.
Hey, what are the things that you've been doing to recover? Because we have a lot of introverted people that are creative. So
yes. Well, I know when I first knew that I wanted to start speaking more to people, I actually took a job as a waitress. And that was kind of my first, I'm going to just step out there and just do it. And I just had to talk to people every day. So that was practice then. That was 10 years ago. And then now every day it's just, just motivating yourself. You have to put yourself out there so people know who you are. So that's kind of what I'm doing daily, just trying to find new ways to challenge myself.
Okay, I like that. What is your favorite TV show of all time?
Oh no, I wish you didn't ask me that because I actually don't have one. But I will say something that I always turn on right now is Shark Tank. That's something I love to watch. I just love hearing about other entrepreneurs. So I'll always turn that on.
Yeah. Have you ever had to do a pitch competition or anything like that?
No, I have not done one yet, but I feel like I'll be very prepared just from watching Shark Tank.
Absolutely. So I have these things called pod decks, and they have these really weird, sometimes crazy questions in them. This is a would you rather and a what the heck. Which one would you like?
Let's go with would you rather. I like that game.
Yay! Because people always do what the heck. I'm like, maybe the deck is green, it makes them feel good. I don't know. This is good for you, since you said you're an introvert. Would you rather be forced to high five everyone you make eye contact with, or strike up conversations with at least 5 strangers a day?
That's a good one. I would say strike up conversations with 5 people, because just going around giving high fives to everybody is a lot. So I'd rather get it done in a shorter amount of time.
Right. Definitely got to have the hand sanitizer on deck if you have
a
whole bunch of people.
And post-COVID, I'm okay.
What do people always tell you that you're good at, aside from what you do in business?
I would say people say that I'm a really good listener. So a lot of my friends will come to me to just talk, and I'll listen. And then I'm a very good problem solver, is what they've told me. So I always try to find the root cause of something. So what is causing this? Looking at it from a holistic view and just trying to see what's happening. So good listener and a problem solver.
Okay, I like that. When is the last time that you did something for the first time?
That's a good question. Ironically, I just came from Costa Rica not too long ago, and I went ziplining. Another fear of mine is heights. So they had everything planned, all these excursions, and I know zip lining might not seem like a big deal, but for me it was. So I just said, you know what, I'm gonna just do it anyway. And it was on top of like the rainforest, and it was very high. So I just didn't look down initially, but I realized that after doing it, it actually got easier it was much easier than I thought it was gonna be. Yeah. So it's really more about the thought of things, and it was scary, but that's something that I've done recently that was a first.
I have a zip lining story. I went to Senegal maybe 2 years ago, and we went zip lining, and the guy is giving the instructions in French, and I'm just like, I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe at all because I don't understand anything he's saying. My sister and her husband are like translating for me. I'm like, I don't feel secure. I need to go. Right. So I was the last person to go off of the platform. The first one that we had to do, he had to push me because I was so scared.
Oh yes.
No. But
that's exactly like you said,
after that first one, it was like, okay, I could do this. Not that bad.
Oh wow. Yeah. It becomes easier. And I was just like, don't look down, don't look down. And then the last one, they were like, you got to jump straight down. And I was like, all right. So I did it. So it was exhilarating. But
yes. And the last one, if you weren't the CEO of Miche Beauty along with your husband, what else could you see yourself doing?
So I've gone through many things that I've thought about. The best thing I think I'm good at is probably becoming a doctor. I really, and my family will tell you this, like if they say I have a headache, I'm gonna figure out, why do you have a headache? Maybe you need to drink more water, you didn't sleep well, like what's causing that headache? And I'm always like kind of diagnosing people. So I would say I would be a doctor just to help sick people. I really have a passion for that. So that's what I would do.
Okay, I like that. It seems like you have a very investigative nature about you. Like you like to get down to the root of everything.
Yes.
Okay. I'm sure that helps you in business.
Yeah. I'm the person who's looking at all the numbers, looking at all the behind the scenes things and trying to figure out what's happening. So yeah.
Okay. So where are you originally from?
So I was born and raised in Maryland, PG County, the Hyattsville area. My family's actually from the Caribbean. So my dad is Trinidadian, my mom's from Grenada, and they moved to Brooklyn and then moved to Maryland. And then I was born. So born and raised right here.
So that's very exciting. My family's from Jamaica.
Oh, nice.
Born and raised in DC.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So with you having a beauty brand, like, can you reflect back to like your earliest memories of getting your hair done as a child, and what was that like?
It was interesting. I remember when I first got my relaxer, and I'm not sure why I did, but my mom took me to get a relaxer and got my hair done at the salon. It just was like an all day thing. It was fun. I mean, I always was into beauty since I was a child, so it was right up my alley. But I really enjoyed it, and it's definitely different now than it was then, but it was fun.
What's a little snapshot of your hair journey, and like when did you first like really see your natural texture?
So let's see. So it all started on YouTube, and that's when I wanted to like document my journey because I was pregnant with my daughter, and I was like, this time around, I know. So I had my son younger, and then I was like, with her, I'm going to do things more naturally and really take care of my body, and hair and everything. So began YouTube, and then I wanted to transition so that I could, be more natural and not have to do the relaxer. So it really started from then. 2012, and then transitioning 2013. And then I started growing my hair. Like I wasn't the person who big chopped and like cut off all their hair. I went through a whole journey of cutting little by little so that I wouldn't have to do something drastic. But once I started seeing my curls, I was like, I never even knew that my hair did this. Like I thought it was always going to be like bone straight like a relaxer. So it was very eye-opening to see, what my hair naturally does.
Yeah. What kind of videos were you doing on YouTube?
So I was really just documenting my journey. So just talking about some struggles I had, doing different types of videos. And it's actually funny because I was an introvert then, I was like, I'm going to use YouTube as like my safe space. Like I always had a lot to say, but I was scared to say it. So I was like, I'm just going to get on here and just talk. So I really didn't have a plan. I got on YouTube and just started making videos. And then there was one video that I made where my hair was damaged at that point. So I really wanted to do something. So I found this recipe and I started adding to it, putting some bananas, some coconut oil, some whatever I could find in my kitchen. I would like mix it up and I put it on my hair, and like it was food products, but it really transformed my hair. Yeah. And I actually ended up posting that on YouTube. And at that time, it actually kind of went viral. So it was like crazy because I was like, wow, I feel like I'm onto something here. So that was technically like my first product that I ever made.
That is so cool. Like you just grab random stuff, or did you have like a plan behind it?
So I found a recipe, but it wasn't, I kind of tweaked it because I was like, I don't know if that's going to work. So I was just like, what do I actually have in my kitchen? I was like, I have bananas and I have coconut juice or coconut milk because my family's from the Caribbean. So I just put those two, and I can't remember the other ingredient I put in it, but I just found something and put it together and it worked.
Wow. Okay. Do you have any, like random, do you have any tips on YouTube for people to be successful?
I haven't done it in some time. So now I'm focused on running the business, but I would say when I was very active on there, just being consistent and really and truly, a lot of people say, do what you're passionate about, which I do agree. Talk about things that you know, but also talk about things that people want to know, not just what you want to know. So if people are Googling how to grow their hair long, then focus in on that because that's what people actually want to see. So you really want to listen to what people are telling you, like your audience, and do more of that because then it becomes searchable and then people, will find you that way. Gotcha. If you want to grow.
Gotcha. Okay. So career-wise, what were you doing before creating Miche Beauty?
So right before I was working in corporate as like a data analytics. I was working in sales basically. But before that, I actually was on the path to go to dental school. I did everything. I was getting ready to take the DAT, which is like the test before you get into dental school. So I was like really, really close. I did all my prerequisites to go to dental school. And I ended up working in a dental office that summer for, like doing dental office manager things. And I realized that I don't think I want to do this for the rest of my life. Like I thought it was a passion, but I realized I don't think I want to be in people's mouths every day. So that's when I had like a light bulb go off and I was just like, you know what, let me think about what I'm really, really passionate about. And that's when I pivoted and I just like quit my job. I was like, I'm going to try this Miche thing and I'm going to try this business thing and just go cold turkey. But then I soon realized I shouldn't have just quit like that. I need to have a better plan. So I ended up going back to work again until I was able to be a little bit more stable.
Gotcha. Okay. So in 2016, you launched Miche with your husband, Miche Beauty with your husband. Like what was ultimately like the inspo? I know you were on YouTube and, doing DIY, like creating stuff for your hair, but like what was ultimately like the decision of like, we should have a brand. Like, let's do this.
So it was actually funny because when that video did come out with the bananas, I told my husband, I was like, everybody's asking me questions. They want to know what products I'm using. They want to know, like, they had a lot of questions about everything. And when I told him, he was like, well, we should start a business. And I was like, that's a good idea. One, because I've always been entrepreneurial, introverted, but entrepreneurial at the same time. And so I was like, I knew I wanted to do something. And then he told me about it. And I was just like, there has to be a reason why people are still asking all these questions with all the products that are already on the market. So I was really thinking about, well, what is it that people are really looking for? And I kind of came down to the fact that they have a lot of products, they just don't know how to use them. And they don't know what to do with them. Like they buy them, they're product junkies, and then they'll just leave them in their bathroom. So I was like, let's really focus on one, simplifying this whole hair care space, and then two, really providing education and technique, because you can have a gel, but if you don't know how to rake it through your hair, and you don't know how to get the best results, you're going to give up and you're just going to be like, whatever. So that was kind of like the whole inspiration.
Yeah, I really like that. I like that a lot. How has Miche Beauty been able to simplify it? And what was the gap? Was the gap being filled, like the education behind using the products?
Yeah, so that was the gap. There was, I mean, 2016, there were already a lot of products on the market, but what I noticed was like you really didn't see the team behind the brand or the owners behind the brand as much talking about their products and like how to use them. It was just like a lot of, if I'm being honest, a lot of marketing, a lot of fluff sometimes where it's just like, oh, this is going to make your hair grow 15 inches. And you're just like, okay, but how? So
Right.
I wanted to really get down to the bottom of it and be really transparent with people and to let them know, your hair is not going to grow 15 inches overnight, but if you're taking care of it and showing you the steps to do that, then it's easier to follow. And you feel like, okay, I can achieve this goal rather than, my hair didn't grow 15 inches. These products don't work. It's a scam. So yeah.
Okay. What was the first product that you officially made for the brand?
So that was our deep conditioner. We did a deep conditioner and an oil together. And we started with basically those two products. The first one is our Indulge deep conditioner, which is actually our bestseller to this day. And it was basically just focusing in on moisture because that was another pain point. It was like everyone was talking about moisture, but nobody could figure out how to get moisture. So I wanted to get something that was very easy to use. You can detangle with it. You can condition your hair will feel hydrated, and you can do it all in one step, and also something that will work for the whole family. So like even within my family with my kids, my daughter has like a tighter, they call it like 4C hair. So she has a tighter texture. I have, a little bit looser than hers. And then my son has something different. And so I wanted something that would be for the whole family that everybody could use. You don't have to get 5 different product lines.
Gotcha. I'm so happy you mentioned 4C hair because I was going to ask you or somebody that I get my hands. Why does it seem like everybody has 4C hair? Like when products are being marketed, it's like 4C, 4C. I'm like, what about everybody else?
Yeah. So, I mean, everyone doesn't have 4C, and we don't really like to hair type at Miche just because you can have many different hair types on one head. But I think people relate 4C with dry, really kinky hair. And sometimes it's not even that your hair is, really kinky. I mean, sometimes you do have kinky hair, but sometimes it's not even that it's kinky. It's just that you need to be a little bit more consistent with washing and taking care of it. So you'll see that your hair will actually transform, and it won't look like 4C, because they make 4C seem bad, and it's not a bad thing. It's beautiful. We have tighter textures, and that's beautiful, but it just comes down to taking care of your hair. And so that's where we come in at Miche to really focus in on every texture, including 4C, but everything also in between as well.
Gotcha. So are you actually like mixing these products like personally?
So I'm not doing that anymore. When we started, yes, I was the one still formulating and mixing them. I actually started in my mother-in-law's kitchen mixing, formulas. I did use like my science background to start formulating those products. But now today we still make it in-house. So we're still a handcrafted brand. And we like to stay handcrafted so that way we can really put in the ingredients that our customers are looking for and really speak to their needs. But I'm not personally doing that anymore. But we do have a great team who does, they use, big mixers and things, but not actually like mixing it by hand.
Okay, so you have your own like warehouse now?
Yeah, so we do everything in our warehouse, from, again, formulating to actually making the product, labeling it, shipping it, marketing, everything under one space.
What area are you in with that? Where are you in the city?
We're in Atlanta, Maryland. Yeah, so
that is so exciting to know that like things like that are happening in this area. That's just the coolest thing to me.
I know, and you can always stop by. We love, if you want to pick up products, you can stop by the Atlanta location.
Coming, don't tempt me. I'm
No,
coming.
I'm serious.
20 minutes away, maybe from me.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you have an idea for a new product for
Mhm.
the brand, like how long does it typically take to master it, like master the formula and then bring it to the market?
So when I initially started, it took years. So I would say that with the first product, it took about a year to really understand what I was doing fully. But now it can take, just for the formula, it'll take a couple months,
Okay.
just to make sure that first I'm picking ingredients that are beneficial. And then the hardest part really is just like sourcing ingredients and getting those in-house. But it doesn't really take that long now, just because I understand what our customers want and what they need and what they're looking for.
Got you, got you. Is there anybody else that's on the Miche team that's helping you?
Yes, we have a team. We have a warehouse team who, does all the producing of the products, and then we have, our great marketing team. We don't have a big team, but we do have a couple people who are doing a great job at just doing everything niche. So yeah, we have some help.
Got you. What would you say are like the essential team members that you need to run a brand at the capacity
Mhm.
that you're running a brand? If somebody wants like to start their own, business.
So that's a great question. uh, well, the first person we started with was, I think, Brianna. So she was actually, yeah, one of our first employees, because we wanted someone to help market and do the marketing. And so I knew that I knew how to edit, I knew how to create content, but it's very time consuming and I could not focus on that.
Mhm.
So I would say definitely to get somebody in marketing. And then customer service, that's another one that I definitely wanted to get off my hands, because I took everything very personal. So like if a customer, if a package was late for any reason, I was like, oh no, and I would have a whole breakdown. And so I was just like, if I can get someone else to do that, I don't have to see that so much every single day where it doesn't affect me. I mean, now I'm much better with it, but at first that was something that I really wanted to focus on, so that people have a really good customer experience and it's not coming from a personal side of me. So
Right.
yeah. So
Okay.
those two.
Okay. Okay. Are there any testimonials or maybe like one testimonial in particular that really stood out to you and was like it touched you?
Uh there's been, yeah, a couple of people, and it's kind of around the same thing where they'll say, you know, maybe they're a little bit older, 60s, and I've spent my whole life trying to hide my hair under wigs, or I just didn't feel confident wearing my hair out. And not only with the products, but the education that you guys provide, like I have now been able to wear my hair out. There was actually one lady that I remember, she was like, my husband, always used to say he didn't like my hair. And this was the first time he's ever complimented me on my hair. And she was, a little bit older. And I was just like, wow, like that really touched me, because I'm just like, you went your whole life and this never happened. And little old me came and, you know, you're able to wear your hair confidently. So
That is
that made
so
me
beautiful. I love that. That is
yeah,
really beautiful to be able to transform people's lives. And all because you had the courage to start a YouTube channel ultimately.
yeah.
It just kind of like snowballed from there.
Yeah, it's crazy when you think about it, because I just didn't know what would happen in my life one day, and just to see, just every day, it's a struggle. I mean, it's a lot of challenges, but just to see that I'm able to help somebody, one person at a time, even, it makes me feel good. So
Yeah. Do you ever get any like not so favorable feedback? And like if you do, like how do you handle it?
yes, I mean, I think that comes with the territory. If you're doing anything right, you are going to get negativity, and also feedback that might not be as positive. But I always tell people, I tell our staff, I tell the customers, definitely let us know what you guys think, because that's what helps you grow. So if you never hear, like, for example, your shipping is slow, then you don't you don't think it's like a big deal, and so you don't do anything about it. So I really value feedback, even if it is not positive. And that's how we've been able to really, really get the great reviews that we get on our products and just our business. And every day it's something else that I'm like, oh wow, we could do this better. So life is about bettering yourself, and so is this business. So I love it.
Yes. So right now, what are your best sellers at Miche Beauty?
So our best seller would definitely be our Indulge Moisturizing Deep Conditioner, which I told you was our first product. But actually what's coming in even first place right now is our set. It's called Set Gel to Foam Styling Mousse, which has changed the game, because back in the day, especially when everyone started their journey, it was a lot of layering of products, and it was a lot of, I have to do this and do that and do that. And it was a lot of steps, and it was very time consuming and frustrating. Mm-hmm. And so we've simplified it so that you have a 3-step system. And our third step is that gel to foam mousse. So it's great for all hair types. And we show all sorts of hair types on our social media and our YouTube. And you can do it for any style. So if you want to refresh your locks, or you want to do a wash and go, you want to do a twist out, or you want to put your hair up under a wig, if you want to do that, you can use this product to really define your hair, moisturize it, and it does that in one step. So that's our bestseller right now.
I'm happy to know that it works on locks, because I'm always afraid to put certain products in my hair, because I feel like it's going to just, like, because I have locks, it's just going to build up in there and just all jumbled up, and it's going to be hard to get out. I'm going to damage my hair trying to get it out. It's a whole thing.
Right. And that's what I love too. So even when people get their, box braids, instead of using edge control, they're using this, the mousse, because it slicks it down like a gel, but it doesn't have any flakes, any residue. Like, I love it. It's the best thing. But yeah, you could use on your locks if you want to retwist, or you want to put some edges down. I don't know, whatever. But that one is definitely our bestseller.
Okay, right. I love it. Well, I have a never have I ever question for you. Of course, we're not taking shots, or, I won't judge if you do. But if this has happened to you before, you can share the story behind it. If not,
okay,
share what products people can use from Miche Beauty. I feel like you kind of already did, but this is a question.
Okay.
So never have I ever canceled plans because my wash day routine took longer than expected. Has that ever happened to you before?
It has not happened to me, because I am someone who I like to go. So if someone calls me and my kids will let me get out the door, I'm definitely gonna go and put my hair in a bun, a hat, something that's gonna go up, because I want to do something instead of waiting for my hair. So that unfortunately has not happened to me.
Good. I know it's out there happening to somebody, because I asked somebody the other day, like, if she had ever had to cancel plans because her hair didn't turn out how it was supposed to be. She was like, oh yeah, definitely. I've called out of work before. I've canceled plans with my friends. I was like, wow, because the twist out didn't come out like popping.
Right. And that actually happened to my friend too. And I told her, girl, take some mousse, slick it back, put it in a bun, put some earrings on, put a lipstick on, let's go. Cause we got things to do. So I get it though. It's happened to a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. So now, with you being like fully immersed in your business, like what is a typical, I'll say like week, I'm gonna say day in the life, but like a typical week in the life look like for you as a mom, a wife, running the business? Are you like ripping and running all the time?
Oh, of course. It's chaotic. I'll be very honest and transparent. It's a lot. So, wake up early, have to get, kids ready for school, drop them to school. Then I usually like to head into the warehouse, just because when I'm at home, a lot of the times I feel like I started doing housework. So I want to make sure I'm focused. So I will go in and I'll work a whole day. Then it's, the kids again, they have after school activities, basketball, gymnastics, all that stuff, homework. And then once they're settled, dinner, then it's like you need to find some time to work on yourself. So I'm trying to work on my, my physical journey, and as far as like working out and trying to take better care of my body. so that I can do more in the long run. So trying to fit that in, and then still at the end of the night, trying to just have some me time to just relax a little bit. But it's chaotic. But I will say, you know, just trying to plan, get ahead of it. So, you know, if I know there's something happening that week, really just talking to my husband, trying to make sure we're on the same page. Also, my mother is a very big help. So utilizing your village and asking for help when you need it. Because she's here actually at my house right now, stepping in, trying to help with different things. And just knowing that it's not going to be perfect, and you're just going to have to just do the best you can, honestly, because life is a lot and trying to balance it is a lot. So you're not alone if you're going through this, but you'll be able to do it. It'll be fine.
Absolutely. So now what is the role that you play in the business and your husband? Because you do this business with your husband. I love when the husbands are on board. I just love to see it. So what is his role in the business and yours, and how do y'all work? How do you like working together?
That's a great question. So his role is more so of he handles all the business side of things, the things that I'm not very good at, and he is much better at. So, you know, anything from payroll to HR to managing the warehouse and the day-to-day operations of the products being made, contracts and finances. So he does all of that. He does the hard stuff. And then for me, I do more of the vision of the company. So like marketing, where do we want to see ourselves in the next, 3 to 5 years, and just making sure that, people are happy. I do like the nice things where people, they're like, oh, you do the nice, easy stuff, but it's more so setting the vision and just making sure that we know where we want to go with the company. And then of course, managing, the marketing and customer service and all of that. So.
Okay. As far as marketing goes, like, have you tapped into influencer marketing?
Yes, we have done influencer marketing. We do it now. Right now we're doing affiliates. So it's it just depends like what we want to do at that time and what we have the budget for. And so we definitely see the value of influencers and how they can definitely propel your company forward. So we've been doing that since day one. But of course you have ebbs and flows and things change. And so, you can't always have the budget for it, but we try to find ways to work around that.
Gotcha.
I did want to answer your previous question about working together. So at first that was very, I would say challenging, if I'm being honest, just because not only is it like your personal life and dealing with, kids and everything at home, but also now it's a whole nother side with business. So you can't really take things personally. It's like, this is business now, but I actually enjoy it a lot more than I used to. I think I've gotten used to it. Just seeing him every day. His office is a little further down the hall, so he's not like right next to me, but it's kind of cool because I can bounce ideas off him and he's very accessible. So it's like, I feel like I can go further because I have him right there to kind of just, go to it for advice. So,
yeah.
So
being as though you do work together, of course, live together, do you have to have like that hard like line between like, okay, we're home now, we're no business talk, or do you kind of it just all kind of mixes and mingles all together all the time?
So on my end, it does mix and mingle because I'm someone who, it's hard for me to shut off and say, okay, like that's the end. And so he's like, okay, babe, can we stop talking about this at like 10 p.m. so that, we can relax our minds, because my mind's always like going. So yeah, he would like that a little bit more. So I try to accommodate that and just, let me cut this off, because I can talk about it honestly all day. So yeah, I'm working on that though.
Okay. Are there any pros and cons that you can say of being like on Amazon, being an Amazon seller and having your brand on Amazon in addition to having your own e-commerce site?
Yeah, so I mean, we all love Amazon. Well, I know I can speak for myself. I love Amazon and a lot of people do. I mean, you can get everything on there. So I really love it as a pro because, people are already shopping on Amazon. So just, go ahead and add some products to your cart. And, not only that, the shipping is very quick. And it's just reliable. So that is definitely a pro. I can't really think of any cons with Amazon. I mean, only thing is I can't really control what they do on their end. So if it's a bad customer service experience or maybe something is damaged in transit, I can't really control that, but it's not really a big deal at the end of the day.
Okay. So I feel like anytime I see people with like a natural hair brand, especially like you're about to be in your 7th year, you're approaching your 7th year. I feel like if you came into the game at a certain point, like you were at an advantage because the natural hair community was just like, they were looking for answers. Do you think that it's like too saturated now for if somebody else wanted to start like a brand for natural hair? Do you think it's like overly saturated?
So I will say I don't like to say things are saturated because I feel like you can always find a place within a market. But I will say there are a lot of brands now. There were a lot of brands then, but I would say because there's like a low barrier to entry. So you don't have to have, thousands of dollars to get started. You can get started with what you have. So a lot more people are going to play in that field. But as far as it being saturated, I think, like I said, if you could just find a way to make yourself different in some sort of way with something else you can add. So like if someone is doing something one way, just do it even better than they are, so that you can really stand out and, find a way to market to your customers. But I will never discourage anybody from saying, don't do this, because someone could have told me that in 2016, there were great big brands on the market, but, we are growing and we have a lot of big things in plan or in store, especially for this year. So I will not let anyone ever tell me that. So I would never tell anyone that either.
Absolutely. What kind of changes have you seen with the natural hair community over the years since you've been like fully immersed in it?
Oh, there have been a lot of changes. For one, the customer is very conscious. Like they're very, they are on it. So they know their ingredients. They know what they want. They know what they don't want. So don't try and get around it. Don't try and do too much fluff where people can see through that. So just be honest, transparent with what you're offering. What else has changed? So people want simplicity. They don't want to have routines that take all day. Everyone's busy. Life is lifing. So everyone has a lot that's going on. So just trying to keep it as simple as possible has changed from the days of, I have to pre-poo, I have to shampoo, then I have to condition, then I have to deep condition overnight, then I have to do a million steps. It's like, keep it simple, but I still want to get great results. What else? I can't really think of everything off the top of my head right now, but I think, I know that people want quality as well. So the days of cutting corners are done. So just basically, give people what they want. If they want quality ingredients, I mean, it may cost a little bit more for you, but, try and figure out how you can still balance that. So
have you ever, having a corporate background at one point, have you ever experienced any like negative impact on having like textured hair in the workplace, or just on your self-esteem or career opportunities or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, ironically, at my last corporate job, sometimes I don't want to define my curls, right? And so my hair doesn't always just lay flat, like this, like it will get big. And there's a couple of times where I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to kind of let my hair be, right? And so I remember actually going to work one day and my manager was just like, what is happening with your hair? Like, what's going on? Like, what are you doing? And I thought it was funny just because it's like, you sound a little bit ignorant saying that, but he just didn't know, I guess, and just had questions. So I just, politely educated him on how my hair is, and it gets big and it's not going to lay flat. And I think just educating people on what they may or may not know is very helpful, so that, they know this is not something crazy. I don't know, but I've never been discriminated against, but there has been like a lot of touching or like, sticking their hands in my hair or,
I was going to ask you about that.
yes. And I know it comes from a place of curiosity. So I'm not the person that gets upset, like, don't touch my hair, but I will politely tell you, like, please don't, just put your hands without asking in my hair. But I will also tell you, like, all about my hair. So now you know, and you'll have to be so curious to keep touching it.
Yeah, that is an interesting thing. I don't know if a lot of I'm not even sure, because I can only speak of the Black experience because I'm Black.
Mhm.
I don't do other cultures even go through that when people like wanting to touch their hair. Like,
I've never seen it. I have never seen it. And the bigger your hair is, I see a lot of things happening, and I've seen it even at the place I was working. Um, it wasn't okay with, especially with like tighter textures, more like an afro. It was just a lot of ignorance. I'll just say that.
yeah. I mean, I had somebody do a whole shoes. It wasn't even it was a personal color. They did like a whole, like, I don't even know how,
Oh,
it's like I was
on your
like,
hair?
yes, I was like, first of all, okay, I
Oh,
don't even know you. So why are you that close to me?
oh my goodness.
And don't touch my hair. Thank
Yeah,
you.
correct. Yeah, people are bold out here. Even I've had, like you said, Black people too, Black women. It's usually a little bit older women. They'll, oh my goodness, but still you have to ask. You can't just go touch people.
That is interesting times that we are in.
Yeah, for sure.
So do you have any plans for well, you probably do, for Miche Beauty to be in retail one day?
Yes, we get that question. That's like our number one question. And we've been getting that question for years. And a lot of our time spent was trying to grow the brand and make sure that we'll be successful in retail. And it wouldn't just be, we just want to be in retail just to be in retail. So I think we're finally ready. And so we actually are in talks, can't say, but you guys should see, some big things happening very soon.
Okay, that's exciting. So at the end of the day, Michelle, like, what do you want your legacy to be with Miche Beauty in life? Like, what do you want to leave behind for the future generations?
That's deep. So I definitely, well, for my immediate, family, I definitely want to leave behind some wealth for them, just so that they have a good head start. And as far as just in general, I definitely I want people to know that I've made a difference in their lives. I want particularly Black women to feel comfortable with their hair. And I know once you feel comfortable with it and you feel like I'm beautiful, with whatever hair grows out of my head, it shows all throughout. So not even just aesthetically, but inside you're happier, you're a more pleasant, more positive person. So I just want to touch lives one by one, or how many I can get at a time. And I want people to just feel confident with their hair, feel confident about themselves, and just leave that behind, so that I did a little bit something better for the world.
I like
And
that.
if I can, our goal is to also, give back with Miche, because there have been people in our lives who, really helped us along the way. And I want to pay it forward. For anyone who wants to be an entrepreneur, or if you don't, it's still a good thing if you don't. But I definitely want to help other entrepreneurs, especially women entrepreneurs, to really put themselves out there. Because I'm like, if I can do it, honestly, you can do it too. And I just want to inspire them and help them any way that I can. So that is something that we are looking to do, and really give back to that cause. So.
Yes, yes. Is there anything that is coming up next that she could share with us?
Let's see. So
Top secret.
It is top secret. And if Brianna was here, she would tell me, do not say anything. But because I'm always like excited to tell the customers like what's coming down the road. But we are working on, I guess I could say it on here. We are working on an Ayurvedic line. So Ayurvedic is basically like old Indian healing herbs.
Yeah.
And everything we do, like I said, is very holistic. And so we want to go from the inside out. And so we kind of came out with something similar before, and it was very well, they wanted it. There was a demand for it. So we are working on a line of products for specifically like regrowth, thickening, and just taking care of your hair from the scalp, just because that's where your hair grows. And if you're not actually doing the things to give it a good environment for growing, kind of like plants, you know, you have to give it a good foundation. So that's the same thing we're working on with our Ayurvedic collection. So I don't know when it will be out, but hopefully soon.
We keep an eye out for it.
Yes.
I'm so excited. Well, this has been such a lovely conversation. I barely want to let you go.
Oh, it was fun.
Yes, I have to ask you the Friends in Beauty rapid fire questions.
Okay.
So whatever comes to your mind first, just spit it out. If you need to elaborate on it, that's fine too.
Okay.
So the first one is, what are the top 3 keys to your success so far?
Okay, I will definitely say number 1 for me is God. Just putting that first in my life. The second thing I would say, showing up every single day and giving it everything you got. So even if you don't have 100% that day, give it the 40% that you have, but give it all of it. So definitely showing up every single day. And then the third thing I would say, being obsessed with your passion. So as long as you have a passion and you know your why, then you can be obsessed with it and you'll be successful.
Okay. And how do you measure your success?
I measure my success definitely by my personal growth. So, you know, am I better today than I was yesterday? So that's one way. Definitely by setting goals. So I'm very goal oriented. I like to work backwards from my goals. So I'll say, okay, this is a goal. How do I get there? So that's a great way for me to measure it. And then the last one, if I made a difference in the lives of others. So if I can help somebody, then I know that I'm measuring my success that way.
Nice. What is the best advice you've ever received, or a piece of advice that's just always stuck with you?
Oh, so this is actually something recently my mentor told me, because I have a lot of quotes and I'm like, oh, I love that. But he was basically, because we were telling him something and he was just like, you know, it's not that you can't, it's just you don't know how yet. And so I was like, oh, that's true, because you can do anything. You just have to figure out how to do it. So that's something that's stuck with me recently.
I like that advice. It makes me feel better about a lot of things.
Yeah. You just don't have the answers, but you'll get them. Don't worry.
Absolutely. What advice would you give to another brand owner right now who is just ready to give up? They're not seeing the results that they want in their business, and they're just like, I think I'm gonna just go ahead and get me a job, hang it up.
Well, first I would say I understand. You know, it definitely happens. But for me, something that's really given me comfort is just knowing like it's okay to fail. Like it's okay to fail and things not go right, because that's how you learn what to do differently next time. So there's been a lot of times where I have wasted money. Okay, a lot of money. And while I was beating myself up at the moment, I just had to realize like it's okay to fail, and your success is actually going to come after your failure. So, you know, make the mistakes. It's okay. You're not perfect. You don't have the answers, but that's how you learn and that's how you get better. So fail. And then if you need to take a break, not extended break, but just a quick, like, I need to regroup and just pivot a little bit. Don't be afraid to pivot. And, you know, maybe it's not one thing you're doing, maybe you need to change your product selection. I mean, there's different ways to pivot within what you're doing. So don't give up, just show up every day and be prepared to fail, and it'll be okay.
Be prepared to fail. Yes. What is a resource that helps you in your business that you can share with the Friends in Beauty community?
So this is something that I've recently discovered that has literally changed my life. So I don't know if you've heard of, it's like artificial intelligence going on right now, and the chat GPT. Yes.
Chat GPT.
Yeah. So I downloaded this app. It's like a chat. It's called like Chat On or something like that. And literally, I have a lot of questions. So I will just ask this app any question I have, and I will get answers on how to say things, how to reply to people, how to anything. I want a date night, like it'll tell me where to go. So it has literally been like life-changing for me and better than Google, honestly, in my opinion now. So if anybody needs, you have to download that app.
It's called Chat On.
Chat On, yeah.
I'm on it, okay?
Yes.
Like, I love Chat GPT. I was just on Chat GPT earlier, like
correct, right?
asking questions.
Anything.
Yes. It typed up an email for me the other day. I just didn't have it in
Yes.
me. I couldn't think any, because I'm really good with words and like copywriting and stuff. But that day I was just like, I can't think right now. What should I say?
Correct. Yep. That's exactly what I've been doing. And it does it so perfectly. I'm just like, wow, that sounds great. Let's go there. So yeah.
Okay. And the last one, I just want you to fill in the blank and just say, my name is blank. And the key to longevity and success is whatever you think it is.
Okay, sorry. My name is Michelle Ballard, and the key to longevity and success is your passion. So if you find passion in something, and you remember your why, then you will, even on the tough days, you're not going to give up because you know, like, you're invested, you're passionate, and you know your why. So passion.
Passion it is. Thank you so much, Michelle. Before you go, please share all of Miche Beauty's information, how people can connect with you and the brand, buy some products. Just lay it on us.
Okay, yes, you guys, you can purchase our products on michebeauty.com, and we are also on Amazon as well. If you want to connect with us on social, definitely we're on Instagram. So Instagram is Miche Beauty _. And then the rest of our platforms is just Miche Beauty. So we're on TikTok, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on all the platforms. And then my personal Instagram is everything Miche. So everything MICHE.
They call me Big Miche.
Yeah. Young people tell me that. It's so funny.
That'd be so cute, a little parody. But thank you so much for sharing with us. I really enjoyed our conversation, and I'm really excited to see, everything that Miche Beauty does in the future. And we're definitely going to be looking out for those new products and retail and everything.
Yes, I'm very excited too, and I really appreciate this opportunity. And you definitely need to come on, stop in at our warehouse. But thank you so much. This was great.
Thanks for listening to the Friends in Beauty podcast. Don't forget, sharing is caring. Share this episode with at least one friend in beauty, and subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts so that other friends in beauty can find this show. Plus, we'd love to hear your feedback. Connect with us on all social media platforms at Friends in Beauty, #Friends in Beauty to join the conversation, and join our Friends in Beauty Facebook community to stay connected. Talk to you soon.